welcome to my Halloween series this year, and as you can tell, I am Raggedy Ann. I will be showing you how to make this wig out of yarn and pantyhose, believe it or not, as well as a makeup tutorial on this look. I will be doing this in two series videos, so one will be the hair and then one will be the makeup kind of together. So this one I will be showing you how to do the hair. If you'd like to know how I did this out of yarn and pantyhose, then keep watching. If you'd like to see the makeup, I'll put the link right about here and also in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. You will need some yarn, and this is the Red Heart Super Saver brand. It's bright red. It was $3.99 at Michael's, so it's really cheap. I don't have a head form, so I'm going to be using this glass jar and some black pantyhose. I've already gone and cut the legs off of this pantyhose, as you can see, obviously. And then the next step, I put this on my head and drew some bangs on it. I wanted this to have some bangs, this wig, so I just used some white chalk and drew a line while it was on my head so I knew where I wanted the bangs to sit when I went to go put the hair on. So flip this cap part upside down, take a needle and some black thread, and what you want to do is you just want to sew this together to make a cap as opposed to a tube. It doesn't have to be neat, but just make sure that it's tight enough that it doesn't pop open as it's sitting on your head. Once that's done, go ahead and flip that right side out, just like that, and stretch it out nice and even so everything is kind of sitting nicely and it's not wrinkled or anything. Then you're going to take your foot of your tights or your leg of the tight that you just cut off and cut about a 1-inch strip off the top of it. Then cut it so it's in a string and then pull it taut so that it becomes thinner. I'm just going to measure this on the bangs part of it just so I make sure that I have enough of the tights to kind of go around. And they stretch pretty well, so, you know, it pretty much would fit across the whole head as I came to realize. So cut a whole bunch of these strips just the same way, just so you have a whole ton of them. Now that you've got all of your strips set, it's time to go ahead and get the yarn ready. So I like to pull it from the center so that it doesn't tangle. Measure from the top of where you want the bangs to sit, right in the center because that's the longest, and overestimate a little bit on how you want the bangs to sit. Overestimating is really, really good because then you can always cut it later. It's easier to take away than it is to add on, especially in this case. Using that length, you want to double it. So fold that over to double the length and then cut that strip off. Then just cut a whole crap load of all of these pieces of yarn until you have a whole pile. Now that you have a whole pile of red yarn cut for the bangs, take your strip of black pantyhose and one strip of your red hair. Fold that in half, then place the loop part underneath the black pantyhose, then put the thread or the ends of the red yarn through the loop and then pull that nice and taut so that it sits knotted over the pantyhose. You'll want to repeat this until you fill enough so that it wraps around the top arc of the bang section. So go ahead and do this. I will do a close-up version so you can see a little bit more clearly exactly what I'm doing. So this is the bang section that I've done. I've done this in 2 sections and I've already gone about and done all of them so that you didn't have to watch all of the boring tying. And I've also done the hair the exact same way, just a whole lot longer. So with the bang section, and I've done this in 2, so the top arc and then the bottom. So this is the bottom section of this, so it is just a tad bit shorter. What you want to do is you want to lie it flat on the bottom part of the pantyhose, and then I'm just going to use method number 1, which is the needle and black thread. Go ahead and put the black thread through the pantyhose strip to attach it to the pantyhose cap, making sure that it's nice and tight so that it doesn't come off while you're wearing it. So go ahead and do this for the bottom strip as well as the arc strip of the bangs. So the bangs are done and now it's ready for the hair. I've gone ahead and sewed this already, and what I did is taken the long section that I did and I applied it to the center of the form all the way to the back, and this creates a nice part. So what I did is I just folded it in half and then sewed it to the form, or not the form but the pantyhose cap. So I'll show you exactly how I folded it. So pretend this is the longer strip and I just folded it in half like this, and as you can see it creates that part, and then you just want to sew that to the pantyhose cap. Now to fill it out a little bit more so I see less black, what I want to do is take little strips about 2 to 3 inches and then sew them to fill out the form. So this one I'm just going to sew, or actually I'm going to glue gun this because this is method number 2, which is so much easier. So glue gun about 3 dots along the strip and glue that right onto the pantyhose cap. And this is super easy. This probably is the easiest way. Just put these on. I wouldn't suggest doing this for the bangs because you don't want the bangs or the middle part to fall off. So just apply as you see. If you want it more full, add more sections. If you want it a little bit more sparse, don't add as much. Use your discretion when applying these. Now we're ready to apply it. So my hair is a complete disaster, but my makeup is done, which I will show you in another video. So what you want to do is you want to French braid your hair and then wrap that up so it's kind of like a French twist. This will lay really, really flat on your head. You don't want anything to stick out too much, making sure that all of your hair is back so it doesn't poke out. So I really hope that you like how to make this yarn wig. It's pretty simple. It just maybe a little bit more time consuming, but you know, just use chunkier yarn if you don't want to spend as much time as I did on it, which is totally fine. If you would like to continue on into the next video on how to do this makeup look, then click here or click the link in the description box below. I hope you really enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.